Welcome to UPSC IMP. The rise of the British supremacy, the imperial rule of the British East India Company, 1773 into 1858, Part 2. Charter Act of 1833. This act was the final step toward the centralization in the British India. Features of the Charter Act of 1833. It made the Governor General of Bengal as the Governor General of India and vested him all the civil and military powers. Thus, the Act created for the first time a government of India having authority over the entire territorial area possessed by the British in India. Lord William Bentinck was the first Governor General of India. It deprived the governor of the Bombay and the Madras of their legislative powers. The Governor General of India was given exclusive legislative power for the entire British India. The laws made under the previous act were called regulation, while laws made under this act were called acts. It ended the activities of the East India Company as the commercial body, which became a purely administrative body. It provided that the company's territories in India were held by it in trust of His Majesty, his heirs and successors. Charter Act of 1833 attempted to introduce system of the open competition for selection of civil servants and stated that Indians should not be debarred from holding any place of office and employment under the company. However, this provision was negated after the opposition from the courts of directors. Charter Act of 1853. This was the last of the series of the Charter Act passed by the British Parliament between 1793 and 1853. It was the significant constitutional landmark. Features of the Charter Act 8 of 1853. It separated for the first time the legislative and executive function of the Governor General Council. It provided for the addition of 6 new members called Legislative Councillor to the Council. In other words, it established a separate Governor General Legislative Council, which came to be known as Indian Central Legislative Council. Legislative wings of the council function as a mini parliament, adopting the same procedure as the British Parliament. Thus, the legislation for the first time was treated as a special function of the government, requiring a special machinery and special processes. It introduced an open competition system of selection and recruitment of the civil servant. The convicted civil service was thus thrown open to the Indians also. Accordingly, Machiavelli's committee, the Committee of the Indian Civil Service, was appointed in 1854. It extended the company's rule and allowed it to retain the possession of the Indian territory on trust for the British Crown, but it did not specify any particular period. Unlike the previous charter, this was a clear indication that the company's rules could be terminated at any time the Parliament liked. It introduced for the first time local representation in the Indian Central Legislative Council of the 6 new legislative members of the Governor General Councilings. 4 members were appointed by the local provincial government of Madras, Bombay, Bengal, and Agra. Thank you.